everyone, so this video is to help you kind of understand your first essay assignment, to clearly explain all of the deadlines and everything that you need for it, and then to help you kind of get started on working on your first essay. So your first essay is very simple. You guys will choose an issue and you'll take a stance on the issue, and then you will create an argument about it, and you'll be providing good evidence, lots of logical, good conclusions, and examples. So you are going to choose your own topic, but you are going to have to get your topic approved by me. So when you're doing this, I highly suggest you choose something that is arguable. You are going to use the same topic for your second essay, so make sure it's something that you enjoy writing about and can write about for the next several weeks. An arguable topic should be something that has broad applications to a wide audience. It's something that is something that is debatable. It's something that can be backed up with research and facts eventually and good logic. So issues like if police should wear body cams, or if hormones should be used in beef, or abortion, or if religion should be in schools, if there's a whole host of possibilities of things that you can talk about. Things that will not work are things like who is the best NBA player of all time. That's a great idea, but it's not something it's not an arguable topic. It is an opinion, and it's something you can absolutely use information to try and argue your stance, but it's not something that is an actual arguable topic. It's opinion based. So make sure that you're thinking critically, make sure you're thinking like a scholar. How is the issue that you want to talk about something that we can transform into a solid argument? So for example, I have students who have proposed talking about sexism in the workplace, which is really important, but they weren't able to articulate a particular argument around it, just that it's a problem. So think about actionable things that you can say in your thesis statement. So I had that student, for example, take the idea of sexism in the workplace and put an actionable statement in it and argue we should have punitive measures for sexism in the workplace. I had another student do a very similar thing with animal cruelty. She wanted to talk about why animal cruelty was wrong. And while it's an absolutely arguable topic, it's something that I think most people would agree with, I had her transform it a little bit further by looking at what are the measures, the criminal measures that can be taken against people who commit animal cruelty, and why we should have stricter anti-animal cruelty laws. That is an arguable statement. So make sure you're thinking along the lines of how do you create something actionable and arguable in your thesis statement. So whatever you choose, you're going to do a proposal for me, and then I will turn around and tell you whether or not your proposal is accepted. If it is, you are going to start writing your draft. If not, I'm going to ask you to resubmit with a certain revision or idea clarified or changed within 24 hours via email. And then when you have that changed topic accepted, I will let you begin working on your assignment for that week, which I believe is an outline. So the actual essay itself, when we get to the end of this unit, is going to be due on Sunday, September 24th at midnight. MLA formatting will be required. Everything will be checked, of course, through Turnitin.com. And then it is 3 to 4 pages, so that means 3 pages down to the bottom at minimum. Don't lose easy points for having things being too short. You do not, on this one, need to incorporate research. What you do need to have is logic. So there's no outside sources required, because you will be using outside research in the second essay. I'm not going to say that you can't use it. You absolutely can if you have 1 or 2 sources which you find to be helpful. But you do not have to have research. What you do need to have is good, solid logic and argumentation throughout. So make sure that your outline, of course, is approved before you start writing. If you try and submit something that has not been approved, then you'll get a 0 on the assignment. Make sure it has all the accepted parts of an essay, so a good intro with a hook and a thesis, body paragraphs, conclusions, etc. As I said, it needs to have a concrete, arguable thesis statement about your stance on the issue and what is the action that you are arguing. So should there be X, Y, or Z that happens if this issue, whatever, takes place. you need to have at least 3 reasons with good evidence to support your claim. And then you need to have 2 or 3 opposing views with refutation. So that means you need to bring up what the opposing side might think, and then you need to disprove it. Because it's important to acknowledge that your view may not be the only view. However, in your opinion, it is the right view, and here's why. So a good way to do this, for example, might be on an issue like, should you be allowed to, I'm trying to think, should college athletes be paid? That's a quite popular topic. And if I was writing that essay, I would also make sure to bring up, I would say something like, other people believe that college athletes gain scholarships more easily. However, this is untrue because blah, 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 blah. So what I do is I bring up an opposing view and then I refute it or disprove it based on my own logic. So you are going to have a couple things that you're going to need to submit. You will create and submit an outline on a particular link, but I would like you to, you'll do that within the next couple weeks, but I want you to go ahead and include it again in your essay packet just so I have it and it's easy for me to reference. So you'll need to make sure when you turn in your essay that you have the outline first, and then you'll have a self-edit guide that you're going to complete right here, and then the last thing you'll turn in is your final essay. So make sure that you have all 3 of these things. There will not be a bibliography required unless you use sources. If you do cite sources, I do expect to see a bibliography included as well. So I've given you, that will all be due again on September 24th at midnight. If you need it, I've given you some examples. So we've given you an example outline. You also have one in your assignment that you can use. The self-edit guide is right here. You do not have to answer all of these questions. Just use it to kind of give yourself a quick check over and just check off yes, no as you work. If you have questions about this, let me know. Otherwise, it really shouldn't be terribly difficult. Make sure that you choose a topic that is of interest to you, again, that you can write about for several weeks and 2 essays worth. I'll let you go ahead and move on to your next assignment.